Uh, so Waggle, I was thinking I'd probably save that for the end of the match. I think overall though, Waggle, that track is probably my favorite track. I mean, can we at least let me get to the point of losing before I have to play that track? I apologize, everyone. I'm a little congested because it's still first thing in the morning. Silent Territory 1 and 2. Well, we'll start out. We played Silent Territory 1 earlier, so we'll switch over to Silent Territory 2 for the beginning of the match here.
The question is, who's going silence? If we're in silent territory.
Maybe this is like, you know, post end of the war. Right now, it's the different planets bickering. Let's see. There it is.
This is gonna be interesting.
Yes, sir.
You're always in silent territory. The conspiracy is strong.
I don't think you're always. Waggle's always in silent territory. He is silent after all.
Two years of accusations. He has confirmed nothing. I mean, probably the problem is, Waggle, that we have been using Baltar's silent detection device.
I mean, Baltar's did work, it was just Baltar that didn't.
Gee, I wonder why. It's 100% accurate. However, I think it's 0% foolproof. This is going to be a long match if we keep both taking up the entire timer.
Right, let's see. Are you putting out the same thing as you did last time? Not quite. You have 11 squadrons this time.
I'm on it, Commander.
Hey Van Bishop, how you doing today?
Ah, a sweeper. Man, that raptor is under a lot of fire. Tell me I've spaced these out enough. Of course I haven't.
Salvo launch ready.
Let's hope this. Let's hope these all slot together without colliding.
So save me all.
Now there's a slight problem that you're gonna have Dradus on me before I Dradus on you. Punishes me for trying to dupe you by taking my squadrons out a turn later.
Hostile unit identified.
You oopsed.
Lion heads to combat hostile.
Waggle, should we let him redo this? Because this is an oops. I'm assuming this is an oops.
What's an oops?
You've brought 3 of a ship.
So I have, yes. Oops.
Yeah.
Oops.
Waggle, you're here, so I'm assuming that this is the very beginning of the match, and he hasn't even seen my fleet yet. Well, besides the Raptor and the Sweeper. I guess you've seen my ship counts. Because I don't want to throw the...
Yeah, that's... I'm so
Oh.
sorry. I thought...
No,
Yeah,
you're
that's-
totally fine. Like, I was super paranoid in making the
Gotcha.
changes to my fleet that I was going to do the same thing.
Can I
Like,
be heard?
I was going to get so carried away
Yes,
with
I can hear you,
redesigning my
Waggle.
fleet.
Alright. So, I wanted to jump into the channel. There's so Waggle plus a third here. Just so it can be heard and it's officially on stream, rather than leaving it in the chat.
Yep.
So, how this will pan out is the ball is in your court, Z-Dog, because Penguin has Penguin has basically broken the rules on this. I assume it wasn't intentionally.
No, it wasn't.
Like, we're at this stage in the tournament. I doubt this was intentional. However, because it was Penguin that broke the rules in this instance, Z-Dog, it is at your discretion how you want to handle this.
You know,
If you want to redo round 2, considering how early it is, that is something that I would allow. However, it is also... I mean, this is the sort of thing that's kind of disqualification if I want to follow the rules to the letter.
Yeah.
Which is why ball's in your court, Z-Dog. What do you want to do?
I would hate for this to end on that kind of disqualification. And honestly, I'm looking at this and I'm also noticing my sweeper decided to bug out, or rather the chaff graphic effect did. I assume it's like the mines and the debris effects where it's still there but nobody can, or at least I can't see it. Quick question, just Robot Penguin, can you see the chaff that my sweeper dropped this round?
Yes.
Or this turn? Okay. Yeah, it's not showing. It's showing the first turn drop for me, the first 4. The second turn, the drop chaff, it's not showing anything, but I look at the chaff stock, it's down.
Okay, so...
Yeah, let's go ahead and I'll rehost this.
Okay.
Leave so that for what it's worth, you get the win on the stat track.
Those are so junked up. Yeah.
Okay, so the official ruling on this is that you want a round 2 restart.
Yeah, we'll just redo this.
Which 24. Delete that. It's not actually totally legal.
Just as a heads up, I won't be allowing another restart like this on the grounds of an oops with fleets, so do double check them. The only thing that I'm going to allow a restart for at this point is if there is a serious technical issue.
Yeah. Which hopefully we don't have.
Fingers crossed.
That was my own little bit of paranoia, like, coming up to this stream was like, I'm going to have, like, my mouse die on me or something.
Yeah. Anyhow, I'm going to jump back out to the channel.
Yep. Thank you for the ruling.
And good hunting to the pair of you.
Thank you. That's...
Yeah, as I was saying right before he came in, like, because I knew I didn't want to come in with exactly the same fleet as last time. And so I was just, like, super paranoid that I would get carried away with changing up my fleet and accidentally bring 3. Nope, yeah, Chris, you didn't miss the start.
That fleet was, I have a similar fleet and that I wanted to make into a tournament legal fleet, and I must have just slipped up and went, yes, yeah. Like, I need another one of these, and just forgot the...
Well, and certainly, like, we hit the board, and you deployed fighters, and I was... And, like, you didn't deploy fighters at the beginning, so I was like, oh, he's probably got some extra guns going there. And then I looking at the fighter counts, and I'm like, I actually have enough to win the fighter battle. Alright, so that's probably, like... And I was thinking it was going to be like 2 Heracles, 2 Adamants, and like a Manicore up front. But then I was looking at the gunfire and I'm like, wait a minute. That's a Heracles pattern of gunfire. Okay, so those 2 are definitely Heracles. But then I saw that that middle ship wasn't like a Manticore or anything, it was another Heracles. I was like, oh no!
Okay, that's what that is.
Hopefully this time we don't get any more graphical glitches with like chaff or mines not wanting to render. Chaff isn't nearly as bad as debris mines not wanting to render. I had that happen the other day, and oh, that was bad.
Let's see what. I want to do anything else with this. let's do that. Right. That should be the fleet. Yeah, there's no more than 3 of a ship.
2, no more than 2.
2 of a ship. Freudian slip.
Yeah. Well, this did at least give some more people time to come on in. Thank you for joining us, everyone. I'll go ahead and... I don't believe it's true. That I don't know. John. For those of you just joining us, this is the very beginning of round 2 of the tournament final. Don't worry, you didn't miss the beginning. We had a bit of a snafu, so we're going again.
An oopsie by me.
Launching alert Vipers. Yes, Commander.
I have not been saying anything, Wiggle. I have been very focused.
Yes, I think we both are. There goes your sweeper. And I assume that's a raptor coming towards me. No, that is... There's a raptor up there and another sweeper. Huh.
Launching mines.
Ah.
I feel like another oopsie might come along. Okay, no, should be alright. Right then, let's hope nothing crashes.
Squadron is taking fire. Friendly squadron is done.
Where are my fighters going? Oh, they're attacking your sweeper down there. That's good. In fact, that's very good, because they missed your debris mine.
Yeah.
And didn't get targeted by your fighters. That was far better than I was expecting.
Yes, sir. I'm on it, Commander.
This is a war.
Oh, that's cheeky.
Are you doing cheeky tactics?
No, I noticed that you brought an EMP mine.
Yes. I thought missiles probably wouldn't work. That's a pointless endeavour. So I thought, let's bring something that isn't a missile. Would it work?
Sadly,
idea.
no.
It's probably not going to work.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be really hard to hit the lighter ships with it, and flak fields are pretty effective EMP mine deterrents as well. I mean, it is still possible to hit something with a EMP mine, but Waggle, you got to stop gambling everything.
And where am I going? Oh, the Raptors actually didn't completely fudge it. I honestly expected my Raptors to fudge and just die immediately there, but guess not.
Yes, sir.
And I see we've both gone for more fighter heavy fleets. Sorry, not fighter gun heavy fleets. Specifically not fighter heavy fleets. You're gonna try to.
Launching mines.
Really have missed every single one of your squadrons. took one down to 30.
Firing solution is online. Solution updated. Target acquisition maintained.
That's not a tactic I was expecting to get. Friendly fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, Minotaur's taking hits from shits.
This will be a very slow game, everyone.
That it will.
Our fleets are so close to being the same. There will be a lot of arguing for position.
Escort clear zone intact. Priority 1 is in safe hands.
requires a level of patience beyond your capabilities. It's definitely... So, I mean, rushing it could be done, however, it could also very possibly cost the person who rushes the match. So it's one of those things, like, you really need to think very carefully before you just do it.
Marines to airlock Gamma and Alpha.
Oh, that's it.
De-fleeing is complete.
so say we all.
Optimizing firing solution. Target is 62 by 99.
Yes, Commander. Yes, Commander. Got it. So please keep engaged. Yes, sir. Yes, Commander.
Huh. Hmm.
Hope this match is living up to everyone's expectations of continuing to be extremely tense for everyone involved.
Yep. This is certainly not the easiest, and I don't feel I've done the gunner engagement anywhere near as well as last time.
I mean, the good news is right now you're winning the fighter battle.
Yes, that's right. Eh? Bad news is your ships aren't dead.
Well, yours aren't either. I mean, you want to just start ramming them into each other? I'd be okay with that.
I think that was the wrong target. Artemis is taking damage.
I will trade it
Die.
a Berserk for an Artemis.
Okay. Did I kill the damaged berserk, or did I just one turn kill?
No, they were both damaged.
Ah. Oh.
So say we all.
Really? That's out of range? That's gotta be a bug.
Whatever. It's out of range.
I launched my sweeper to, in case I didn't kill the Artemis, and to go ahead and disarm this EMP mine. But it's saying that the EMP mine is out of range for me to disarm it right now, and I'm just like, really? Are you sure?
Got it.
Alright, I think this is it. This is the final. This is gonna be
It's the final
the
countdown.
decisive.
Ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-ba-ba.
Because we're now both engaged. You're like, so long as I don't lose this, hit both my Heracles, while both your
I mean, if you
Jupiter
trade
stack
your two
dies.
Heracles for my entire fleet, that still sounds like a win for you.
I mean, yes, but I'm saying, like, if your reserve stack of the 2 Minotaurs and Berserk getaway are not. Heracles is taking damage. Which one? Oh, that one. God, that. Why won't that Jupiter die?
Because you have had to shoot through left, front, right, and you've put a lot of damage on the rear as well.
Hey, why are you destroying the rear? Okay.
Cause she got some honky tonk, if you know what I mean. Okay, apparently I just don't get to disarm the EMP mine. That's cool.
Alright, it's not exactly in the way anyway.
Well, no, but like, I would like to be able to do so.
Yes, sir.
mines. Yes, sir.
Three.
Battlestar is
There
taking
we go.
damage.
And that's Jupiter.
We've been through worse.
Dead. Heracles taking damage. And it does in fact die. That's... I really didn't want that to happen.
EMP mine didn't go off. Okay, so I couldn't disarm the set EMP mine, but it's okay. The sweeper's chaff got it.
That's not confusing in this list.
All right.
Oh, my fleet is in disarray.
It is a little bit, yeah. And I am okay with this.
Heracles is dead and facing the wrong way, even if it wasn't. You have Rainy Heracles and Berserks and Axis are just too far from each other. Oof, that is debris. But everyone is just chilling in. You fight that debris, man. Just before.
I was saying the Jupiter.
Yes, Commander. So say we all.
What I wouldn't give for some missiles right now to finish off another Berserk that doesn't die.
Well, I mean, all you gotta do is come catch it. You know, Waggle, I am wondering that too. Waggle asked, I wonder if the boarding action on the Minotaur will be a deciding factor for the match. The only reason that I'm thinking it might not be is because, of course, Minotaurs have the already bonus accuracy, so it's not actually too big a penalty on a Minotaur, especially since it already has more accurate guns than the Heracles. Well, actually, I guess it doesn't. The PDCs against Capitals are pretty accurate. I don't know that my Minotaurs were ever out of position when he was in a position to capitalize on it.
Atlas is taking damage. Friendly squadron is gone.
Heracles is taking damage, but it's not. It's actually in a decent position. That Atlas will eventually die.
I'm on it, Commander.
How's the fighters going?
So say we all.
You're basically dead. You... I'm just gonna put you there.
So one of your fighters is unhosted at the moment.
I've got an unhosted
And the one at the higher health, by the looks of it, is sitting in the debris cloud with more debris between him and his home. Rest in peace, thou brave pilots.
You never know, it might get it back.
This has been a close match.
Yeah, there are. Could have done to not screw it up.
Atlas is taking damage.
Heracles is taking damage. Heracles, turn around.
He did. He managed his turn.
There we go.
And my first Atlas is down.
Now just onto the second
Yes,
one.
Commander. Atlas is taking damage. Berserk is taking damage. Confirmed squadron target. I'm on it, Commander. System repairs underway. Yes, Commander.
Oh, this is good. This is a tricky one.
I love how the Atlas that's left is the one that hosts the sweeper too.
Where is that sweeper? It's out there. Oh, there it is.
Still out there. I even left a bright shiny trail for you to find it.
Okay. One remaining squadron. Your
Yeah.
job.
Your job is to kill the pointless sweeper.
If I'm a bit honest, it's a bit pointless that the squadron is going to go after the
Atlas is taking
pointless.
damage. Berserk is taking damage.
Aha!
How?
I lost my Atlas, but you lost your Berserk, and you're gonna lose the other one here in a moment.
Huh. I honestly did think that Berserk could kill. Your other Berserk. I didn't think the range would be that great. You guys have a longer range than I thought.
Props to my sweeper for managing to do 4 damage to your Viper 2 squadron there. Like, I know you didn't have a host ship for it, so you just didn't have any evasion. But there's only one fighter model left in that sweeper squadron. He must have scored like nothing but hits.
Your Berserk is.
Yeah, my Berserk might survive this, but I don't know that he's going to survive anything past this.
Yeah, I think.
Did I shoot? I haven't shot through your front armor yet. That's right, shoot out the tech bay on that Heracles.
Yeah, that's that Berserk dead, and Heracles is dead, and I've only got 2 Atlas.
You've still got a squadron on 9 hit points.
So say we all.
Yeah, I'm not. It could. But I'm not too hopeful. How many models are there?
4, I think? Yeah, 4.
Yeah, 4.
But more specifically, it's down to 9 hit points and in range of 2 Minotaurs and a Berserk. Like, it's not likely to survive this turn, and I don't have any Atlas to shoot at anyway. Yeah, the Berserk is just out of firing arc, and you can actually see by the tracers, it's actually out of arc for the medium guns on the Minotaurs at the moment as well. But I don't foresee. I mean, you might be able to kill the Berserk with it.
Yeah,
It's down to
We
3
shall
hit
see.
points. I don't know if it'll survive getting close enough, but I mean, killing the Berserk at this point would be pretty okay.
Lock, watch for clearance. Target active.
Crunch 3,
Give me manual control now.
and I'll take what is a hit for 600. I scored 2 hits.
Got it. Yes, sir.
you scored 2 hits. Let's see what that.
Roll, baby, roll.
Come on, Commander. Berserk is taking the
Then
Goodbye, Berserk. And there's 2 models,
oh,
1 model on 1 hit point. Atlases are out of range.
Oh, they're engaging. Oh, I thought they're engaging the boarded miniature, but they're damaging ish. No, they're not damaging the bottom one. Well, I'm just gonna leave those to behind because let's see if I can get them to escape.
No, at this point, no. We're going to be following the life of...
2 miniatures versus 2 Atlas. And, yeah. That's all there is. 2 miniatures, 2 Atlas.
Oh, man. This has been a good match. Holy cow. Oh.
I think the 2 miniatures.
That's what I thought.
Just circling each other menacingly.
Well, I'm sure we will close the range here. Coming up now. Oh, man. And you know, here's the almost funny thing. Despite the fact that we both brought along some gun-heavy fleets that generally want to go with shorter-ranged, faster engagements, this match, I think, still took about as long or longer than yesterday's.
We started, what, 20 minutes late because...
Yeah, but I'm noticing it's 9:30 now, and we still have 2 ships to kill on each side.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry.
Oh man, that super thin range bracket.
Got it. So say we all.
It's a hell of a storm, sir.
Oh, I just realized they're giving us
What?
a hell of a storm, sir. It's another, you know, nothing but the rain.
Come on, Atlases. Come on, Atlas, turn.
Reloading.
God, you're bad.
They are. I mean, they're literally the slowest colonial ship, so.
You've definitely won this.
Yeah.
Right.
What is even on... Oops, that's not what I want. I want repair subsystem. I don't even know what's on my left side. Hopefully nothing important. Oh yeah, just armories left and right. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. You can kill the armory. It's not doing anything anymore anyway.
Nope, time to say goodbye to that Atlas.
Those medium guns doing work.
Lost an Atlas. Ah! Stop running away.
No, I have more high accuracy guns, have a range advantage over you, and I have an accuracy bonus, which means I'm penalized less for long range. Which Minotaur? Yeah, you would definitely want to go for the unboarded Minotaur first, which I think is the one you've been shooting at.
Yes, I've been shooting
Yeah.
at the unboarded one.
Oh, I actually exited range. Whoops. Alright.
You can probably just charge on in. And
Yeah, I mean, at this point I can actually charge because you're even right armor onto me right now. Which is where your fire control is. Oh good, you are turning.
oh no.
Oh, you're not. You're just trying to get closer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Turning.
oh.
Too late.
Rest in peace, fire control.
Too late. What turn was?
Now I can definitely just turn in and finish this. Oh. Oh, yeah, the left and right sides on the Atlases are just so large. It even wraps enough along the top that when you're rolling like that, you can hit the opposite side of an Atlas. Well, good game. That was...
Come on, Commander.
Oh.
Game indeed. Just frantically try and repair the tech bay. Not tech bay, fire control.
Yeah. Whew. Alright, GG man. That was epic.
GG indeed. God, that
Oh.
first engage was just...
Whew.
I've screwed up the targeting on that completely.
Yeah, turning away the Berserks I think was a mistake.
Yeah, turning away
Because
the
it meant
Berserkers
their
because
firepower wasn't around to help out.
what ships I focused fired on at the beginning. I thought I'd have first shots on your Jupiter rather than one of your Minotaurs. If I'd gone everyone engage on the Minotaur first, that Minotaur would have been dead
Yeah.
first round of the gunfight. And then everything would have played on as normal, except you wouldn't have had a Minotaur.
Yeah.
Or at least it
Well,
would have been
and I mean, you came real close to knocking out both berserks. I don't know if you didn't have a focus fire set properly or what, but I mean, you know, if I'd been down one of those berserks, either one. I mean, you knocked out the one fairly shortly after, but I was able to escape the other out of range. I probably should have used the slightly greater range advantage of the berserks to keep them a little further back. That might have helped me keep them alive. But wow, that match.
Also, the fleet out of position. There were like Atlases targeting one side Jupiter, Pericles on another, and Atlas on another. Berserks on a different one. Just
so, top damage went to the Minotaur Aether with 976 from my side. Uh-oh.
Eclipsing my top damage, Heracles, the second one to die, with 904 damage.
904, yeah. Yeah, I agree, Waggle. Jupiter definitely got its points worth with its armor, given the Minotaurs. And I don't, like, those Minotaurs did work, because, you know, 976 from the top one. The other one was still 834. Was that the one that got boarded? Let's see, the one on bottom is the one that got boarded. And yeah, so the one on bottom, you know, that 15% lower accuracy definitely hurt. You know, it saved you like a little over 100 points of damage, which, you know, that's pretty good. Saving yourself about 100 points of damage. I do like that you managed to bring your Atlas up in time for the actual battle. Being able to get my Atlas up in front and chasing down your berserks was a significant advantage, because it meant, you know, not only did you have to deal with the Jupiter while the berserks weighed in on you, but then you also had to deal with the two Atlas to try and keep your berserks alive. You did an excellent job avoiding the debris mines, though. Like, I think the only debris mine I hit you with that entire match was the one at the end, where it was, I threw it into the fighter ball on the turn the Jupiter died. I was just like, I'm gonna lose this anyway. Let's throw this debris mine out while I can. I think that's the most work I've ever gotten out of Minotaurs too. Like, I think every other match I've had where I've brought them, they get like just focused down and just obliterated before they do like anything. Because they really are only cruisers. You know, they only have medium armor. But I was able to keep them alive this time. And that, oof, they put some hurt out, man.
I think one of the things I struggle with the Heracles is they're really long.
They're long and they have thin broadsides. Oh yeah, no.
They're long, like trying to position them with how long they are. It's like
it is just super difficult. Because yeah, you go to turn and all of a sudden you can't have a ship right next to it anymore because they'll bump into it with their noses, and it's just like, oh, that's expensive and painful. I seriously thought about trying to ram you with my Atlas, but I was like, eh. But yeah, I don't think the Heracles is really worth ramming, though. Like, it's got as much armor and as much size as the Atlas does. Not really worth it. Definitely happy with knocking out your Artemis so fast. Though I have to admit, like, you know, after yesterday and that Artemis doing so much work, I was just like, it's gotta die. Ain't making that mistake again. That thing's gotta die. The two Minotaurs having their range advantage. I'm really glad that Heracles died on the turn it did there, though. The first one. Like, I think I could have been in a lot more trouble if it had survived that turn. I'm not sure I would have still had the Minotaurs in range long enough to kill it. And of course my Atlas were, you know, so far below, at that point they'd have basically been shooting into your full health bottom armor.
Yeah, I should have, like... I got tunnel visioned off the group that was right on top of me.
Well, and I mean, and I
should have switched over.
I was using those to threaten your two berserks, so like... You know, I don't know that you could have really afforded to ignore them either. It would have cost you your berserks. And of course,
it might have cost you the two Minotaurs.
Yeah, it might have cost me the two Minotaurs.
Big trouble.
But of course, then I just still had, you know, they just still had gotten plenty of damage out. I probably still would have killed at least one of your Heracles, and then I'd have had a Jupiter and two Atlas.
I was saying, like, focus your Minotaurs after the killing of that Jupiter.
Oh, instead of the two Atlas? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
Then
it would have cost you your two berserks for sure at that point.
Yeah.
But
so then it would be two Atlas versus probably one Atlas and a damaged berserk.
Yeah. Well, especially because, you know, the Heracles had to shoot through the top armor of the Atlas, which is the chunkiest armor on it.
Yeah, sort of. I was trying. By most of the time, it was shooting left. Certainly for the second Atlas, I was shooting through the left armor. I was trying to hide it, like put that Atlas between my Heracles and your Minotaurs.
Yeah.
To try and stop those fire coming in. Didn't really work, but
yeah. Atlas, the 6 guns from my two Atlas, though, doing work to finish off your two berserks. Never quite managed to lose the fire control on either one. Definitely helped out. Didn't get as much armor out of them as I could have, but... Oh, it's Hawkins. Hey, Hawkins! This was definitely an excellent example of just how high a priority a target Minotaurs are, though. Like, you cannot leave those things alone. Each of them handily doing as much damage as a Battlestar does. Despite costing a fraction of the points. Hawkins, you should stick around. You'll at least be able to see the replay. I'll keep playing the replay as we talk here, because we've got another 15 minutes or so. For anybody looking forward to the third and final round, that will be tomorrow. We're going to start an hour earlier because it's part of Slytherin's all-day event. So I encourage you to go ahead and, you know, hop around for as much as of Slytherin's stream tomorrow as you can. We will be going, it'll be starting at 7 in the morning US Central, 1 p.m. GMT. Glad you were able to catch all of the replay, Hawkins. Jupiter doing just only 279 damage. It gets killed so quick. It still managed to do more damage than the two Atlas, though. Even the Atlas that survived longer only got 182 in. Fighters not doing a lot of damage before they ate it. That's not too terribly surprising. So I had a feeling you were going to bring, you know, something a lot like what you brought that first round, and I was just like, oh, do I want to bring the same fleet again? Just because, like, I know he's bringing guns.
Yes. I was
Missiles,
like, do I
counter
bring-
guns. Do I want
I
to
was-
bring something with more missiles?
I was very tempted
it-
to bring a Cylon fleet this time, but I thought, if you're bringing guns, I'm probably not going to hold up. You're quite good with your missile defense. Especially with that, versus the 2 sweepers.
Oh yeah, no, the 2
Super
sweepers would have been a pretty hard shutdown on any missile fleets. I loved your EMP mine, just sneaking past the chaff. Like, I was just like, I was watching that on stream and just going, really? Are you kidding me? Really?
I didn't
Oh,
think EMP would do much, but I had points left over, so I thought, what should I put them in?
yeah.
I was like,
Well,
considering-
and I mean, like, that's such a cheeky thing to do. Like, for me, EMP mines are primarily I want to shut down a gun fleet for trying to charge into range with me. You know? Like, that to me is, like, the primary purpose of an EMP mine. And here you go, bringing a gun fleet, and then also bringing the EMP mine, so that you really have gun advantage. And I'm just like, ah. Made me very glad I still had that one sweeper left.
Yes, you eventually disarmed the mine.
Yeah, I had to use chaff on it though. I think that's a bug that I'll probably have to report, because I think you're supposed to disarm it, not use chaff on it. Because otherwise, there's no point in time in which an EMP mine can be disarmed, which is weird. I did, so this happened, and I'm going to mention it in case there's any other, you know, more serious players for the game. At the very first round that I launched chaff, it started doing the bug again on the chaff, I noticed. I was able to fix that graphical bug by turning the chaff on and off again, or off and on again. That seemed to fix that. I was disappointed when you went to have your fighters attack my fighters. I mean, it was the right call, because otherwise I'd eventually carved yours up with, you know, flak or the debris. While minor, you know, I would have had easy pickings on your 2 berserks, and then, you know, picked off whatever. But I was disappointed I didn't get to hit you there. Debris.
I've got 4 upper 7 targeting.
Alright, so I'm gonna watch. I want to see how many fighters died to the debris here. Oh, just right
Quite
into
a
the.
few, 'cause I was like,
Oh, right into
so
the
sort of
center
winning
of
the
that.
fire battle.
Yeah,
Just
right into the
went,
center
"You've
of
won it,
that.
Ignore it. And
Yeah.
that was
Oh. And what was really great, of course, was I managed to line it up such that, you know, for the rest of that turn, because of course all of my fighters died first, and so the rest of your fighters went just right down the tunnel of debris towards my Atlas. And that was just,
Nothing but the rain.
if you only gotta land one good debris mine. Like, I only landed one, but you only gotta land one. Oh, and your berserk, by the way. I can say this now that the match is over. It didn't win against my berserk because I switched the focus fire of my 2 minotaurs from your Heracles
Yeah, I
to your
noticed.
berserk. Okay, yeah.
I
So-
did notice that. Just went,
Yeah,
it's
and
not gonna-
and the reason I did that was I think you had rear armor, which I hadn't punched through anyway yet, on your Heracles exposed to me.
Get him, get him.
And it's like, okay, I could punch that out and immobilize it where it is. But I'd rather keep this Berserk alive just a hair longer.
Yeah, and I turned to face you anyway, and
yeah. Right, and that was the thing. It was like, he's going to turn that around. I'm going to be able to hit next turn armor facings that have no armor left again. That's what I'm going to go with. And it paid off really well. It let me keep the Berserk alive. I mean, the Berserk was sitting on 3 hit points. It basically served as bait for your Vipers, which didn't do too much, but it at least saved me the headache of having to split my 2 Minotaurs apart so that they could cover each other against the Viper. But yeah. Another big shout out to medium guns there, though. I wish we could get a breakdown of, like, I would really love to know how much of the damage was dealt by the heavy guns on these Minotaurs and how much was dealt by the medium guns.
Reloading.
quite nice of like full breakdowns of statistics, like
Yeah.
how much damage each ship did to each other ship,
Yeah. That
how
would be
much
cool.
damage each gun did to each ship, and what facings they hit.
Yeah. How long was this match? Almost looks like 7.5 minutes, 8 minutes. So yeah, pretty long. I don't remember how long yesterday's was. I didn't actually look at the time down at the bottom.
It was almost 2 hours yesterday, because we started at 2 and finished just before 4.
I feel like I was just doing replays for like the whole last half hour. I think yesterday's match was
Yeah.
only like an hour and a half. These 2 matches ended up being about the same time. I was actually referring to, though, like in terms of the in-game timer.
Yeah, right.
Like how many rounds did we go? How many turns?
Alright, yeah.
What is the name of this Atlas that survives to the end? Wreckage. Its name is Wreckage. Poor thing. Alright. So once again, everyone, thank you for joining us. This was round 2 of the tournament final for Battlestar Galactica Deadlock. We will be having round 3 because Robot Penguin won round 1 yesterday. I've won round 2 today. This is a best of 3. So we will have the final match of the tournament tomorrow. Again, that is going to be at 7 a.m. US Central, 1 p.m. GMT. You guys can look forward to it then. I suggest sticking around for other stuff both before and after that time on the Slytherin channel here, because they will be having stuff going on all day. We just have the 1 to 3 time slot. Based on yesterday's and today's match, we should hopefully have time to finish that up. And I will try and get like a half-hour highlight reel of all of the different high points of this tournament to go over if we have time for that tomorrow. So thanks again. My name is Sergeant Z-Dog. Joining me has been my opponent, Robot Penguin. I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow.
Let's do it.